Hi, welcome back to Faye and Stories. Just imagine, Earth's entire history happened in a single day. From a fiery birth at midnight to its final death before the next. Every second, millions of years pass. Every minute, civilizations rise and vanish.
So, we could watch the whole story of Earth, birth, life, and death, all before bedtime?
Exactly. And the ending's already written. The sun will expand, grow red, and swallow the Earth whole.
Wait, it's already decided? Like, there's nothing we can do?
Nothing. Because this isn't just a story about Earth living. It's a story about everything that dies. And somehow, we're right in the middle of it. At midnight, the clock starts. On the 24-hour clock of Earth's life, it's now 12 a.m. The planet is born. 4.5 billion years ago, Earth was born. A blazing sphere of molten rock spinning in chaos. No oceans, no sky, only fire.
So basically, a giant pizza oven in space?
Yeah, pretty much. For the first few 100 million years, the surface was constantly bombarded by asteroids and comets. But those impacts brought something crucial: water.
Wait, so the same things that nearly destroyed the planet also filled it with oceans?
Exactly. The comets carried ice. Each collision vaporized, cooled, and rained back down, until the first oceans were born. But those oceans weren't blue. They were black, thick with toxic metals and poison.
Black oceans? That sounds like soup from hell.
It was, but the heavy metals slowly sank into the depths. As they did, they carried heat-producing radioactive elements into Earth's core. Those elements split, fused, and melted, turning the planet's heart into a spinning ball of liquid iron.
So the core started boiling, and that somehow saved us?
Yes, because that motion created something magical, a magnetic field. That invisible shield trapped our atmosphere, blocked deadly cosmic rays, and made the surface safe enough for something new to begin.
So every violent crash, every burning moment, was setting up life's first chance.
Exactly. From destruction came design, as if the planet was being prepared. It's 1 a.m. on Earth's 24-hour life clock. The planet cools. The first oceans ripple under a massive moon. No one knows exactly when the moon was born, but it's hard to imagine life without it. Back then, it was far closer to Earth, glowing huge in the sky. Its gravity pulled the oceans like a heartbeat, stirring the tides, mixing chemicals across the planet's newborn seas.
So the moon wasn't just decoration. It was like Earth's chemistry mixer?
Exactly. Every wave was a chemical experiment. Hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, and nitrogen kept colliding in a cosmic blender. But most of those elements were buried deep underground. They needed something powerful to bring them up.
Volcanoes?
Even stronger. Inside Earth were natural pockets of uranium and thorium, metals that can split and release enormous heat, like tiny nuclear reactors. These ancient reactors boiled underground water, shooting hot steam upward through cracks, then cooling and sinking back again, over and over.
Wait, you're saying early Earth basically had its own nuclear power plants?
Yes, a self-running system powered by radioactive decay and lightning, like a planet building its own lab. That constant circulation, the tides, the heat, the storms, allowed simple molecules to combine into something new: organic matter.
So that's where life's building blocks began?
Exactly. In 1953, scientists Miller and Urey recreated this ancient world in a glass chamber. They filled it with water, methane, ammonia, and hydrogen, then zapped it with electricity to simulate lightning. After just 1 week, the colorless liquid turned red. When they checked it, they found amino acids, the very stuff of life.
So lightning literally cooked the recipe for life?
Yes. Earth was no accident. It was a machine running an experiment, and that experiment was called life. Around 2 a.m., something extraordinary happens. Fatty acids formed thin, oily membranes, tiny bubbles drifting in the primordial sea. Inside them, strands of molecules began to appear. RNA.
So, blobs with noodles inside? That's life?
Primitive, but yes. These strands had one superpower no rock or chemical ever had before. They could copy themselves.
They just made more of themselves?
Yes. A molecule that could make another version of itself. That was the first spark of life.
So, the line between alive and not was crossed by a copy command.
Exactly. From that moment, the universe wasn't just reacting. It was remembering. Scientists define life by 3 rules. First, having a boundary, something that separates me from the outside. Second, metabolism, the ability to take energy in and push waste out. Third, self-replication. RNA inside those oil bubbles checked all 3 boxes.
So the first life was like a little cell phone running only one app. Duplicate me.
That's actually accurate. But there was a problem. RNA was unstable, a single thread that broke easily. So 2 strands found each other, paired up, and formed DNA.
The double helix, that famous spiral?
Exactly. That simple twist changed everything. With DNA, copying became reliable. Errors decreased, memories lasted, evolution could begin.
It's like the universe suddenly learned to write and keep its notes.
Yes. When matter learned to copy itself, creation learned to remember itself. From that point on, Earth wasn't just a planet. It had a past. Now it's 5:30 a.m. on Earth's clock, and one small organism is about to change everything. It was called cyanobacteria, the first life form that could perform photosynthesis. It absorbed sunlight, split water, and released a gas no one had ever breathed before: oxygen.
Wait, the thing that gives us life today used to be new?
Brand new and deadly. Back then, oxygen was a poison. The early world was filled with anaerobic life, creatures that couldn't stand oxygen. When cyanobacteria flooded the oceans with it, most of those organisms died.
So the first great environmental disaster was air?
Exactly. It's now 8:25 a.m. on Earth's clock, the moment of the great oxidation event. An apocalypse for most life, but a revolution for the few that survived. Oxygen unleashed far more energy than any chemical before it. It powered metabolism, movement, complexity. It allowed life to grow bigger, faster, smarter.
So poison became progress.
Yes, that's the pattern of life on Earth. Each disaster becomes the seed of evolution. The death of one world becomes the breath of another.
That's beautiful, but also terrifying. It's like Earth keeps killing itself to move forward.
And it always will. Because on this planet, survival doesn't mean avoiding death. It means using it. At 8:35 a.m., the planet freezes solid. The Milky Way collided with a smaller galaxy. Countless supernovae exploded like celestial bombs, filling space with gamma rays that poured onto Earth.
Wait, like actual cosmic radiation hitting the planet?
Exactly. It filled the air with dust and cloud particles, blocking the sun. Temperatures plunged. Oceans froze from pole to pole. The world became a white marble floating in space. Snowball Earth.
So, global warming wasn't the problem back then.
Quite the opposite. Under miles of ice, life was trapped in darkness. No sunlight, no photosynthesis, just silence.
That sounds like the end.
It should have been. But instead of dying, life did something no one expected. It teamed up.
Teamed up? Like worked together?
Different simple organisms began merging. Some absorbed others, sharing their functions. One cell could now breathe in darkness, another could store energy, another could use light. Together, they formed a supercell, the first eukaryote.
So multicell life started because things were literally starving and freezing?
Yes. Desperation built complexity. Catastrophe became collaboration.
So every time Earth almost dies, it evolves instead.
Exactly. Disaster is the price of creation. The universe seems to prefer pain as a tool for progress.
That's dark. But maybe that's why life is so tough. It was forged in hell and ice.
Every frozen ocean was a womb. Every extinction was a rebirth. And when the ice finally melted, the planet was ready for something entirely new. The clock strikes 9 a.m. The ice finally melted. Earth's surface transformed again. Continents began to rise from the ocean floor, vast landmasses drifting like slow ships. Volcanoes roared, reshaping the sky. And life, once imprisoned beneath ice, started to bloom.
So after the planet froze solid, it just thawed and rebooted?
Exactly. And this reboot gave rise to something new: multicellular life. Tiny cells that once lived alone began to organize. They learned to share nutrients, specialize, and cooperate.
Like the first cities, but made of flesh.
That's a perfect way to put it. From those microscopic cities, new creatures emerged. Sponges, jellyfish, trilobites, all floating through ancient seas. For the first time, the oceans had predators and prey.
So this was the first real food chain.
Yes. Life had learned to hunt, to move, to adapt. Evolution wasn't random chaos anymore. It was strategy.
That's terrifying and beautiful.
Every transformation came from crisis. Each catastrophe, from fire to ice, forced life to grow stronger. Earth was training its creatures for survival.
Like nature's boot camp. Only the creative survived.
Exactly. By the time the clock reached 10 a.m. on Earth's 24-hour life, the seas were teeming with complex organisms, ready for the next leap. A moment scientists still call the greatest mystery in evolution. It's 10:30 a.m. The seas erupt with life. And then, suddenly, everything changed. In what looked like the blink of an eye on Earth's 24-hour clock, an explosion of life erupted beneath the seas. This was the Cambrian Explosion.
Explosion? Like, boom. Everything alive at once?
Exactly. In just 10 million years, a geological heartbeat, over 35 animal phyla appeared. That's nearly every major body plan that exists today. Fish, worms, crustaceans, even creatures with eyes and spines.
So basically, everything we know was born in 2 minutes?
Yes. On Earth's 24-hour timeline, all of this happened between 10:30 and 10:32 a.m. Almost every complex form of life appeared in those 2 minutes.
That's not evolution. That's a software update.
Darwin thought the same. He admitted the Cambrian explosion didn't fit his theory. Even today, science struggles to explain how complexity surged so fast.
So what do they think happened?
Some say it's just a fossil illusion, that the conditions were perfect for preserving remains, so we only see a sudden burst. Others believe oxygen levels spiked, igniting rapid evolution. And then, there's a stranger idea.
What kind of idea?
That maybe something helped it happen. A design, a trigger, a pattern woven into nature itself, as if evolution didn't just stumble forward, but was pushed.
You mean like divine intervention?
Call it what you want. Whether by accident or intention, that explosion set the blueprint for everything to come, including us.
So all animals, even humans, trace back to that 2-minute miracle.
Yes. Every heartbeat, every breath, every thought you've ever had, was born in those 2 minutes. Life didn't stop after the Cambrian Explosion, but the universe wasn't done testing it. From 1050 to 1150 on Earth's 24-hour clock, 5 cataclysmic events reshaped the planet. 5 mass extinctions. Each one nearly erased everything, and each one made what survived stronger.
5 times? You'd think nature would learn to chill.
Apparently not. The first extinction hit when Earth suddenly froze again. Half of all species vanished overnight.
And the survivors?
They adapted. The second extinction wiped out almost all marine life. But fish developed lungs and crawled onto land, becoming the first amphibians.
So disaster literally pushed life out of the ocean.
Exactly. Then came the third, the deadliest of all. Over 90% of marine life and 70% of land species gone. But from that destruction rose 2 new players, dinosaurs and mammals.
So when one world dies, another gets promoted.
That's one way to see it. The fourth extinction cleared the field again. But oddly, dinosaurs survived while their rivals perished. No one knows why. Maybe luck. Maybe something built into their biology.
So Jurassic Park was basically a cosmic glitch?
Pretty much. And then came the fifth. 65 million years ago, a 10-kilometer asteroid slammed into Mexico. The impact vaporized continents, set forests ablaze, and filled the air with choking ash. When the dust settled, the dinosaurs were gone, and mammals inherited the Earth.
Every ending just hands the world to the next generation.
Yes. Extinction isn't nature's failure. It's her reset button. Every death rewrites the code of life. Until one day, that code produced us.
So we're just the latest version of survival, not the final one.
Exactly. And the next extinction engine might already be running. The fifth extinction cleared the stage. When the dust from that asteroid finally settled, the age of reptiles was over, and the age of mammals had begun.
So our ancestors came out after the apocalypse?
Exactly. Tiny, warm-blooded creatures that survived underground, feeding on roots and insects while the giants burned. They evolved, adapted, and over millions of years, became primates.
The first hint of us.
Yes. And from those primates, about 5 million years ago, a strange new creature emerged. Homo. At 11:59:12 on Earth's 24-hour clock, humans arrived, just 48 seconds before midnight.
Wait, all of human history in less than a minute?
That's right. Everything. Fire, writing, cities, wars, AI. All within the last second of Earth's life. But here's where it gets stranger. Genetically, we're 98% identical to chimpanzees. And yet, something inside us turned on. A set of 49 genes known as the human accelerated regions.
Like a turbo mode in our DNA?
Yes. They activated suddenly, affecting brain growth, speech, and fine motor control. We developed language, tools, art, curiosity. It's as if evolution hit the fast-forward button.
So something flipped a switch, and we woke up.
Exactly. Even our brain didn't grow steadily. It jumped 3 times. Each leap matched a period of massive volcanic activity on Earth.
So volcanoes made us smarter?
Maybe not smarter, just different. Radiation, mutation, catastrophe, each wave rewired us a little more. Until one day, a creature looked up at the stars and began to wonder why it existed.
So the universe tried to destroy life and accidentally created us.
Or maybe that was always the plan. Because only after surviving hell does a species learn to dream of heaven. Once humans learned to think, we learned to build. At first we wandered, hunted, and survived by instinct. But then something remarkable happened. We began to farm.
So the first big invention was lunch?
Pretty much. But here's what's strange. Agriculture appeared almost simultaneously all around the world. Different continents, same moment in time. It's as if humanity shared one mind.
That's creepy. Like we all downloaded the same update.
Exactly. And from that shared spark came villages, cities, trade, and writing. By 1159 on Earth's clock, we built the first civilization, Sumer. Laws, money, mathematics, human society had officially begun. Then came the next leaps. The Industrial Revolution, machines replaced muscle. The Computer Age, circuits replaced calculation. The Space Age, we left the planet that made us.
So we built tools, and every tool made us smaller in comparison.
Yes. Each invention replaced a part of us. Until one day, we created something that could think back, artificial intelligence.
So we're doing to ourselves what evolution always did, creating our own replacement.
Exactly. At the stroke of noon on Earth's cosmic clock, we built minds out of metal. Machines that could learn, dream, and maybe one day, evolve.
Are they our children or our future predators?
Maybe both. Because every creator becomes the ancestor of something greater. Just as Earth gave birth to life, and life gave birth to us, we may have just given birth to the next intelligence. If Earth's life were a single day, we're standing exactly at noon, halfway between birth and oblivion. From here, the future unfolds hour by hour. At 1 p.m., plants will vanish as carbon dioxide fades from the air. Without them, animals will starve. The planet's last green breath will fade to brown.
So life ends, not in fire, but in silence.
At 4 p.m., Earth's molten core will freeze. The magnetic field will vanish, and the solar wind will strip away our atmosphere. No air, no oceans. Just rock, spinning beneath an uncaring sun.
The blue will turn to red.
By 10:30 p.m., the Milky Way will collide with the Andromeda Galaxy, two star systems merging in a slow, violent dance. Supernovae flashing across the sky like dying fireworks. But by then, Earth will already be gone.
Gone?
At midnight, the sun will have burned its last light, and the world that raised us will already be dust.
So no one survives in the end.
Maybe not us, but maybe what we created. Artificial minds may outlive flesh, carrying our memories, our stories, our mistakes into the stars.
Then to them, we'd be legends, gods, myths of the first world.
Exactly. They'll tell stories of the fragile beings who built them, who looked up at the sky and dared to imagine more. And somewhere in their data, our voices will still echo, whispering that once, a small blue planet dreamed of forever. The story of Earth isn't about how it ends. It's about how far life can go before it does.